Now here are mussels. And these are raw mussels. I want to make sure that I know that they're raw. And look at how wonderful they look. And when you buy mussels, you want to make sure that you're buying mussels that look very shiny and have no cracks. Let me show you what I mean. Here are some very bad looking mussels. You see that? You never want to use something like that that's cracked and open. And very often, mussels have a beard. Actually, these are pretty clean. But if they do have a beard, that's that little wiry thing right there, you just pull it right off with your hands when you're washing the mussels. And then you want to make sure you scrub them and they're nice and clean. So then, what you do is, you get a pot going with some olive oil and some garlic. And you put the mussels in. See? Just like that. Put the mussels in with the olive oil and the garlic. And then, you just want to steam these. You're going to add some white wine. Oh, about a half of a cup of white wine. And I like to have, again, a little bit of parsley with this. So that goes in. Doesn't that look beautiful? And then also, I like to give this a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of pepper. Then what I do is just cover this and let this steam until those mussels are opened. And when they're opened, this is what they're going to look like. You see? Look at that. Here are perfectly steamed mussels. And you just take out the meat and you reserve that juice as well, because you're going to use that in your recipe. Take out the mussels and strain the juice so you don't have any sand and put them into the liquid. A variety of beans that I like to use in a meal in a pot type dish. Here are some red kidney beans. These are borlotti beans, kind of speckled looking like a marble. And here are cannellini beans, used very frequently in Tuscan cooking. Well, today we're going to make another bean and pasta dish with this. And to do it, I'm going to start again with a little bit of garlic, and I'm going to add some onion. That's 1 onion. I'm going to get that soft. You remember those mussels that I was cooking for the other soup. Let me see. Oh yeah, those are done. So we can turn that off now. They look beautiful. Okay, now we've got our onion, and then here are the beans, these same beans cooked, you see? And you can soak beans overnight, or you can put them in dry the day that you want to do this, and they'll just take a little longer to cook. Some people like to soak them overnight. I like to soak them overnight. Then with the onions and the garlic, I'm going to have some fresh basil. It's about, 4 or 3 tablespoons of basil, however much you like. And then this is fennel. I'm going to put some fennel leaf tops in, because I think that gives that a very nice flavor. In case you don't know what fennel is, here's fennel. And this is that licorice tasting celery that Italians love. And you see, I'm only using the feathery part in my soup base here. But this is wonderful to cut up and put in soup as well, or you can just have it in a salad or eat it raw, as most Italians do after the meal. Okay, less talk and more work. Let's go on here. So now we've got that in. I want to give this a little bit of sea salt and some pepper. And then after I cooked the beans, I saved myself 2 cups of the bean liquid because I want that flavor, and also that's going to help thicken this soup as well. Then we have tomatoes, about 2 cups. You can use either fresh tomato, diced up, or you can use canned tomatoes, but make sure you use a good variety. So this goes in. Then I'm going to put in my reserved bean stock. That goes in. Give that a good stir. And then with this is very hearty, I want some potato. So there's some potatoes. And those you can just cut up into chunks. I like a nice all-purpose potato for this. And don't make the pieces too small. So get your potato in. And here's more potato, and that goes in. Isn't this starting to look good? And then also with this, of course, I want those mussels. And there they are with the reserved mussel juice. So all of that goes in. And then, of course, the beans go in. And there are my beans. Now I kind of undercook them a little bit because they're going to finish cooking right here in the soup. Have I got a big enough pan? I think so. So that goes in. And then the very last thing that I want to add to this is some ditalini. You see that? Little thimbles. And this is a soup pasta. And you want to let this cook down some first before you add the ditalini, because that's going to take a little while to cook. And hey, take a look over here. There is my pot with my mussel and ditalini soup already cooked. So I'm just going to add now the rest of the pasta to that.